Every day, thousands of volunteers are lending a helping hand all across Canyon School District. Whether they're spending time in the classroom, cutting out shapes for a kindergarten project, or helping out on a field trip, they're the relatively unknown force behind our educators. Welcome to Connect Canyons. I'm your host, Francis Cook. This week is Public School Volunteer Week, and we're celebrating those hardworking volunteers. I'm joined by two of them now, Mallory Boggs and Kara Olson. Mallory is the president of the PTA for the Sandy Elementary Sharks, and Kara is the secretary/president-elect for next year. They also serve on the school community council. First of all, thank you both for the work that you do, and secondly, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's start with what it is you do. Most parents know about PTA and probably know some of the basics, but Mallory, let's start with you. Would you tell us what the job of a PTA president is?
PTA president, I think at most schools you get to help form committees and plan all the fun activities that students get to do and help teachers and support the staff and admin and everybody. At our school, I feel like it might be a little bit more involved.
You guys go all out.
We do. We hit it hard. We just love to plan all the fun events and try and help teachers' lives be easier, but make sure that these kids are getting some opportunities that maybe they hadn't before, or,
We are a Title I school, so we're serving those who are maybe socially and economically challenged.
Mm-hmm.
So making sure that those kids have a fun and a safe place to be.
yeah, help plan things like our fundraisers, teacher appreciation. We run book fairs. A lot of fun. We do our ribbon weeks, help promote bully-free, anti-drug weeks. Those are always fun.
Mm-hmm.
We do our spirit weeks all the time to help keep school spirit up.
Mm-hmm. We plan spirit nights at different local restaurants or businesses that are kind of cool because then it brings money back into us, but it's also the community coming together and you get to see your friends and eat together
Have
and play together. Yeah, so it's really fun.
So, Kara, let's talk about some of the elements, how they're broken down, right? So you're planning events, but there's somebody who's in charge of one thing and someone who's in charge of another.
Right. So we have Mallory, who's kind of our district coordinator. She goes to PTA council meetings, so she reports to us what we need to be keeping track of for the district. And she's kind of not really our boss, but make sure we know what we're supposed to be doing and what's going on. I serve as secretary, so I take notes during meetings and just make sure I email all of our parents so they know what's going on at the school. For us, our PTA is we're a very small core group that does most of the work, and then we bring in parent volunteers for our bigger events. And we have a good friend named Michelle. She is in charge of all of our Teacher Appreciation Week that we do in May, and she helps with our Book Blitz program as well. And then we have a sweet friend named Amanda, who we just call our old reliable because she doesn't really love to come to meetings, but she is there for whenever you need her.
Love that.
Yeah.
You mentioned the parent volunteers. There are many ways that people can get involved, right? Not just PTA. What other ways have you seen that people can maybe volunteer at their kids' school?
Your teacher always wants your help. Whether it's cutting out shapes, coming in and doing a bulletin board, reading, volunteering, correcting spelling tests, anything, just reach out to your teachers. They really need your help.
And I feel like there's also the hang up of assuming that if you're volunteering, you have to have, 40 hours a week available, but that's not true.
No, we, Kara and I are at the school most days, all day. But, even if you just have an hour a week, or if you only want to help with one event per year, we have parents that come out and just help us for the fun run in October. And it's great because we need a lot of, volunteers. Yeah. Any amount that you can give back to a school makes a difference in the teachers' lives, in the students' lives, and they know it, and it makes a big difference. And, if we have a lot of people only giving an hour, it makes a lot of hours. So no matter how much time you have to give, I would say it's worth it.
What is it that made the two of you decide to volunteer?
We had moved into the area about a year before my daughter started at Sandy Elementary, and there were not a lot of little kids in our little neighborhood, and I wanted to get to know some other moms and some other friends in the neighborhood, and I just got hooked. by these crazy ladies. And I love being in the school. I love getting to know the kids. I love getting to know the teachers.
Yeah.
So, just one tiny step in, and now I'm clear in the deep end of this swimming pool of PTA life.
I do remember one thing Kara said once when she showed up for our fun run, she was helping, and she goes, I just came here to meet friends. And I was like, what a bold thing to say. But really, like, we are friends, and we've become good friends. And you meet this community. I mean, speaking for myself, I met this community of people that I didn't really know I needed, but I did. And I love it. And they're such, like, valued members of my life now. And I watched my mom be PTA president at Sprucewood in the 90s, and it was really cool to have her in the school.
Yeah.
And to still see some of the projects. She did the Million Penny Project at Sprucewood, and it's still there in the back of the school. And it's so cool to see that, like, that kind of lives on. And I remember her and her friends doing it. And so I always knew that I wanted to be a part of it, but you don't know until you get in, and then it's always really intimidating. But again, I had another mom kind of take me under her wing, and Bree, and she taught me everything, that I know. And yeah, you just meet some amazing people, and you get to do all these fun, crazy ideas, and school just lets you roll with it for the most part. And so it's a lot of fun.
They're happy to have the help.
Yeah. I hope so. We can be a lot sometimes.
Yeah.
I loved how you put that. It was a community of people you didn't know you needed. You were going to help them, but they're also helping you.
I get a lot from it. And it sounds kind of cheesy to say, but it really is one of the biggest blessings in my life. I just remember being like a postpartum mom, and you think like, oh my gosh, all I do is sit here on the couch. You're mentally kind of sad or off. But then it's like, give it a couple years, and, you see the good that you do in the school, and it's awesome. And you meet these different teachers and friends and admin, and it's just a really cool way to form a relationship with people. You're all working towards the good of these kids. And that's a really cool thing. I don't think that most people get at their job. So,
sure. Let's go a little bit deeper into that. Why is it important to you to volunteer?
I just know our teachers don't have the free time that they need. I know that, we're in public education, so they don't have the extra funding, and it's not always the most glamorous and glorious job. So I love to be there to support my kids' teachers. I love to volunteer because it selfishly makes me feel good. And I also have, like I said before, I've made these great friends. So it gives me a little bit of an outlet to have fun and laugh and just get to know these ladies and just do fun, crazy stuff together.
I don't think that's selfish at all. I think we have to have that almost a feeling of self-worth, right? And just knowing that you're doing something good for your community.
Yeah. And others are benefiting.
Yeah. So. And I love getting to know the kids. The kids are my favorite part. There's so many. They're like, oh my gosh, did you see this kid today? He's so cute.
And it's fun to watch the kids learn who we are.
Mm-hmm.
And
for sure.
Most of them don't even know a name, and so we're just PTA. Hey, PTA. Hey, PTA.
It's really fun when you see them other places. They're like, I know you.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
It's coming. I can see the wheels turning. I can
somewhere.
Oh, you're at my school. You work there. No, I don't work there. I wish I did.
It's fun to make a difference and see like the help that you can provide to these. Like she said, teachers don't have this plethora of time.
Yeah.
And so if, just making a bulletin board for them makes their whole day, I mean, that's a fun thing for us to do.
Yeah, we love it.
So, we get our creative juices flowing, and it's, for me, it's like I get to go and do all the fun stuff. I don't have to be disciplining kids. I don't have to be doing those things. I can be the fun person at the school. So
you're the fun aunt versus...
Yes, to 550 kids.
Right.
Yeah.
I think you brought up a good point that whatever your skill set is, it's needed somewhere, right? Mm-hmm. If you're creative and want to do something like helping set up a bulletin board, there's that. Yeah. But then, you need people who are good with numbers. I mean,
absolutely.
PTA involves money with people with the fundraisers that you do and things like that. There's something for everyone.
Absolutely.
It really is.
Absolutely.
What would you say to people who are thinking about volunteering, but they're maybe not sure, or they're not sure if that 1 hour will make a difference?
I would say do it.
Do it. Definitely.
I volunteered to help at, I think it was the fun run, my first year when my son was in kindergarten, and now 4 years later, I'm there all the time. But I mean, you do see the difference that made. And like when Kara volunteered, she helped us take down everything. I mean, it just went so much faster. And we told her, like, hey, thanks for helping. This is amazing. Just this small amount of time. But yeah, it takes all kinds for our school. And any amount of time you can volunteer in the school would make a difference. It's probably going to be awkward at first. We've all been there. It's been awkward. You don't know anybody. You don't know anybody's name.
You don't know where anything is.
Yeah, you don't. But then you look back and I'm like, oh, I used to be that person. And now look what this is now. It's a great thing. Yeah. So.
And looking back also, we just think, oh my gosh, I remember being that person. But then I think I'm so glad I stuck it out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad that I have been able to be here and build these relationships. So
I didn't let that awkwardness stop me from. That's so true.
And now you're there to help those new volunteers who are unsure.
Well, come join the awkward.
Yes.
It's fun.
We love being awkward and weird. Yeah.
We're not as scary as we look, okay?
You're not scary looking at all. What would you say has been your biggest takeaway of spending time with the students at the little sharks at Sandy Elementary? Mm-hmm.
I mean, for me, I love seeing my kids every day and seeing the environment that they're in and, seeing kind of what's going on in their classroom and knowing what's going on in this school that they spend so much time in. Mm-hmm. But also knowing to like what's going on at the district and what's, I feel like you're just more in tune with your kids' education. And I get that that's a privilege for a lot of people to be as involved as I am, but I'm very grateful for that. And I just love being a part of, like I've said, like this community and being able to make a difference and to have my voice heard, but also to hear all these other, this is why they do this. This is why this. It helps me to understand things differently that I didn't before, or maybe that I cast judgment on too quickly.
My biggest takeaway has been probably the opportunity to really just get to know and be familiar with the situation my kids are in and help them with that. But then also, it has been so fun to bring joy to our students. Mm-hmm. We have, like we said before, we have kind of some lower social economical situations for our kids. So they don't maybe necessarily have a home life where they're being able to be given all this extra oomph in their lives. So being able to add a little bit of joy to their day has really been something that I've enjoyed.
Our school, we don't have a lot of volunteers and compared to other schools. And so it's really cool that we can step in and say, hey, we're willing to take this time and do these kinds of things and to make it more fun. Yeah. And, all these things that I'm sure the teachers and admin want to do, but they just simply don't have the time or the energy to do it. Well, that's where we can step in and make it overly obnoxious, but but everybody's going to benefit from it. So that's been really fun.
I will say, watching from afar on social media, like we said in the beginning, you guys go all out for your school.
We have zero restraint.
It's beautiful, though. You dedicate a lot of time, but you also appreciate the value of even an hour or a couple of minutes. I have to give a shout out because we just learned that Mallory here won the 2025 PTA Outstanding Volunteer Award. Not for Canyons, but for the entire state of Utah.
Thank you. Yes, thank you to everyone that nominated for that. It was very humbling. Awesome. So it's nice to be recognized. So it's not, I don't do this for the recognition, but I do think it's cool to put our school in the spotlight.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
And I think it just goes to show your dedication to the school and to the Sharks in general.
Love my Sharks. Yes, we do.
Does that come with any added responsibility? Are you touring the state now and telling everyone how wonderful it is?
Signings, yes. No, I was invited to the PTA convention is in May that me and Kara have been to a few times, and there's an award breakfast and an award, that I can get, so that will be fun.
So we have to be on time
this
year?
Yes, we have to be on time. So that's kind of, it's cool. And for me, I love the spotlight being shined on Sandy. And it's, I have felt in the past like maybe Sandy was not forgotten, but just not as big and as showy as some of these other schools, but we are a great school and we have a great staff, admin, and our students are just phenomenal. And some of these things that these kids have overcome is simply incredible. So I learn a lot from them, and I feel very blessed to be a part of our school. I don't take it lightly that I get to be there every day. So
that's lovely. Final thoughts. What do you want people to know about about PTA, about volunteering, what would your final message be?
If you want to get involved, do it. It might be awkward. It might be kind of weird at first, but you eventually will find something that you love and something, whether it's a book fair or teacher appreciation or something, but no matter how many hours or what your skills are, you are needed in the schools.
Yeah.
So these teachers, the staff, these kids, they need us, and it's an amazing sense that you can get from it. There's a lot you can get back.
And even if it's just simply helping take out the garbages at the end of an event, like that really means a lot to the people who have spent hours putting that together. We really appreciate any minute you can give us, we will take. And I think, again, it's kind of selfish reasons, but it's so great to hang out with those kids. They are so much fun. And I love what you said earlier about you kind of get to be the fun teacher and don't have to worry about the hard parts of being the teacher. Like I don't have to teach them anything.
Right.
I get to be their friend. And I just love being there.
Yeah. And you can meet some really cool people. I mean, I probably would have ran into Kara, but, we've become really good friends, and I've made really good friends with like a lot of the other ladies too. And it's really cool because your kids are the same age and they're going through the same stuff. So it's cool. It's a fun thing to be a part of.
Definitely more than just PTA. We're definitely, it's a good chance to talk about life and other things that are going on around you. Have some more mom parent help with situations.
That's awesome. And let's be honest, who doesn't like a good book fair?
Right.
I mean, if I could still go to the book fair and buy bookmarks and posters and...
Oh, well, you can. Our BOGO book fair is on April 29th.
Yes.
Yeah.
Buy one, get one free.
It's going to be amazing.
Sold. Say less. I'm there. I'm totally there. I just want to thank you both for joining us today and for the countless hours that you have spent helping our little Sandy elementary sharks swim towards success. On behalf of, I'm sure, their parents and just really the district, thank you for all of the hard work that you put in for no pay. Other than the sheer joy you get out of it.
It's worth it.
It's well worth it.
Beautiful. Thank you both.
Thank you for having us.
And thank you for listening. If there's a topic you'd like to hear discussed on the podcast, send us an email to communications@canyonsdistrict.org.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Connect Canyons. Connect with us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram @Canyons District, or on our website, canyonsdistrict.org.